injured here. 1v1 Green Tooth Gorge, blue side. It's Noisy as a Mekboy teleporting commander that fights range combat, really good damage output, can also disrupt, support, build structures and repair, but is not very tough. Up against on the red side is Tyger as a Techmarine, starts off range combat, does some good damage, good utility, also can build structures and repair and deal with vehicles very well. Going to the mid VP, but here comes some Slugger boys, light melee unit, can put some pressure on a level 1 commander, and looks like the Techmarine is going to back off here. I think he's going for the garrison up there. Sluggers can get burners in tier 1 and a knob leader in tier 2 can scale reasonably well, especially with support, and the Techmarine does take the garrison. Those sluggers needing to retreat, but it doesn't look like they're going to lose a model. Noisy with double shooters, light ranged infantry, very good DPS in tier 1 if you kit them out with their upgrades. And Tyger with tactical marines going to come mid and cap. These guys cap 50% faster than normal. Heavy range infantry, very durable and versatile, especially as you go into tier 2. And the Mekboy scaring scouts off the eastern VP, but they're not in retreat, just backing off to take this wreck. And Noisy go for double sluggers, double shooters. Tyger getting his second scout squad out. We might see devastators as well to deal with the double sluggers, maybe a mastercraft bolter, maybe bionics, maybe all three. And he cancels his second scout squad. Double tactical marines perhaps. Techmarine's going to take cover and we have a very close range firefight. This is only light cover, so shooter boys will lose models. There goes one. Going to lose another. There it is. Here comes sluggers, but they're going to be a bit too late. Techmarine might back off to the garrison again. Here come the sluggers, and he just retreats. In fact, 500, 472 is a 2-to-1 cap for Tyger. Hugely outnumbered on the field, as you can see. A teleporting mech and 4 squads. And Tyger goes for the second tactical marine squad. 492, 472. Might see double tactical marines into assault marines, which would be awesome. A very strong tier 1 build and scales nicely into tier 2. Early tier 2 in a way. Sluggers and shooters picking away the health of these tactical marines who use the line of sight of the building. In fact, get inside the garrison, and they have a flamer up as well. Looters now on the way for Noisy, so we might see those assault marines. Here is the flamer, will do a lot of terrible damage to those shooters in that garrison, and here it comes. Noisy though recognizing the threat and backs those guys off. 485, 472. Sluggers come mid to decap. And what happened? Noisy just sent his sluggers into base, must have completely forgot about them. Oh well, and loses them. Scouts with a sergeant gives them a fragmentation grenade and makes them into a detect. You can tell by those icons. Shooters backing away from the wreck point, just 3 models on these guys. Looters are up then. A setup team with this big def gun that suppresses infantry, can also infiltrate. 485, 436, triple cap for Noisy. Losing those sluggers though, quite a big blow, especially since they didn't do a whole lot. There's the def gun getting very close range damage, and Noisy having to retreat through sluggers. Doesn't lose a model though. If these sluggers had burners up, perhaps they would have taken one with their couple of power weapons that they get. 485, 406 tactical marines trying to take this east side back. Looks like they're going to be able to, and then take the garrison quickly. Sluggers chasing. Can they get that central model? Hitting him a lot, but he does get into the garrison without a loss. And now Noisy is going to harass this power. Only one generator up, and there's a battery pack heal. 485, 395. There's the 1-to-1. Tyger's taking mid. Tactical Marines losing a model in retreat. That's the first model loss that I've seen from Tyger. And now these Tactical Marines doing tons of damage with that flamer. Good grief to those sluggers. Gonna lose at least 1 more model as they retreat. In fact, they lose 2 more. You have double flamer Tactical Marines. A build I've seen a couple of times from Lucidich in 3v3s, and he's done very well with it. Interested to see how it does in a 1v1. Scouts losing 2 models and retreat out, and Noisy is going to lock down his power with the looters. Tyger doesn't have a direct way to deal with them apart from a flank around here. Noisy though backs them off, and decaps the Eastern VP looters. I thought they were going to take the garrison, would have been a terrible idea, but they're just going to set up in a bit of a more difficult position to flank 474, 388, a double cap for Noisy, doing very well despite that slugger loss. Tyger coming out with his double flamer tactical marines. Tactical marines, of course, quite unique among infantry in that they can change their specialised weapon whenever they like, as long as you pay for each time. Flamer is the only one they can get in tier 1 though. Scouts tying up those looters in melee and forces them into the garrison. Those guys will set up in the building and start firing. These tactical marines taking a big risk trying to get to the garrison to flame it out, but really nice aiming. What's that play from Noisy? Suppresses them just in time. Now doing DPS to the scouts. There's a grenade on the garrison though. Boom, takes a model off those looters, but nothing else. That flamer is doing some serious damage to sluggers, and sluggers have flame resist armor as well. Wow, forces them off using the flamer and then weighing in with melee as they get too close. These guys are going to lose a model though soon. 474, 361 suppressed by aiming. What's that? Trying to force these shooters off of the garrison, and they do. Shooters with just one model there, and tactical marines reasonably lucky not to lose another model themselves. 474, 360, a 2-to-1 cap for Noisy, who's now flinging around proximity mines. They're being spotted by the scout sergeant though. Actually really nice, his proximity mines. Don't see him all that often because he has great accessories. Daka Daka Daka, big shooter is up. Straight up DPS upgrade. Doesn't need to set up. Will be good for picking models off these scouts for sure. There's a battery pack heal on the shooters. Really nice Mekboy play so far by Noisy. Taking damage here though, and teleports out. Took down a tactical marine. 474, 334. Tyger going tier 2. Has dealt with the double shooters and looters reasonably well, considering he doesn't have a straight up setup team counter. Has been using the scouts to poke around and disrupt them a bit though. 474, 331. Looks like the Techmarine has taken the west side. Mekboy staying alongside the shooter squad and really putting some DPS on Tyger's stuff. Tactical marines being heavily armoured will take less damage from piercing weapons, which is most tier 1 range weapons, and they lose a model there again. This shooter boy squad with a knob leader, but look at this, Tyger with a Razorback on the way. Noisy not even tier 2. Scouts chuck a grenade and then retreat. 474, 310, still a double cap for Noisy. Won't be able to deal with the Razorback until he gets to tier 2 and gets perhaps a beamy death gun for these looters. You might want to keep them with their death gun though and get tank busters or something else. And Noisy does go tier 2. Spent a lot in tier 1. There's the triple cap for Noisy. Sluggers decapping that fully matured plus 30 rec point. There's aiming. What's that again? Really nice usage of that ability. And tactical marines might lose a model. Run into a mine in fact, which suppresses, knocks back and damages. And they are now going to be supported by the Razorback lobbing its smoke grenade, which provides damage resistance. This thing has a twin linked heavy bolter on top. There it is. Does decent damage to infantry. Doesn't suppress though. Also allows you to reinforce and transport allied infantry. What's going on here? It's sluggers with burners up. Gives them a couple of power melee weapons, but getting a bit low to take on 2 squads there. But don't lose a model. Can he get a knob leader up for these guys? Make them very dangerous, especially with Mekboy battery pack support. Not sure what's going on here. The Mekboy trying to Daka the Razorback to death. It's not really going to work. Vehicles taking very little damage from piercing weapons. Chucks a bunch of mines though, and these things are pretty annoying for vehicles, slowing them down for ages. 460, 231. There's the double cap for Tyger. Might get a triple here. Look at this pushback in tier 2. Tactical marine with flamer are going to burn down some generators when they sort out their pathing. There we go. 446, 231. There's the triple cap for Tyger. Shooter boys with their knob leader and big shooter fully upgraded now, and they are putting out some serious Daka, forcing those tactical marines to pull out. Razorback taking big chunks of damage from something. It's this beamy death gun looter, and down it goes. Wow, Yeah, how long does that stun last? Tyger says that's from the mines, and they do last a hell of a long time. 400231, and that beamy death gun looter can be sometimes difficult to spot when it's firing and it's not on your screen. Tactical Marines in retreat from the sluggers. These guys do have their knob leader, and he is pretty damn mean. 380-231. Here comes scouts, and they're getting shotguns. I was just about to say, surprised these guys haven't got their shotguns. War truck is up for Noisy. Basically the Orks version of a Razorback. Doesn't do much DPS though, but does allow you to support your infantry in the field. And the Mastercrafted Bolter is up for the Techmarine. Really awesome bolter with a high-powered shots. 366-231. Scouts suppressed by aiming what's that, and then in retreat. Flamer Tactical Marines can't do a whole lot to that war truck. Both of these guys with their sergeant. There's a plasma cannon getting a shot that will hurt the war truck, and it backs off just in time. 357-231. Devastator's now on the way for Tyger. Is he going to get a las cannon for that war truck? Maybe just vengeance rounds. No sign of a missile launch. I'm wanting to see keep the double flamers for now. He might be trying to position himself for a power harass down there. Look at those double flamers doing a number on those shoot as well. 343-231. War trucks pushing forward. Might have some sluggers inside, and here they come. There's a shotgun blast. Reinforcing off of the war truck and forcing those scouts and those plasma cannon devastators to run the hell away. Devastators also turning around, and they do have a las cannon up, and here comes a death dread, so that's a good thing. And here we're going to see the power harass, I think. Proximity mines thrown by the Mekboy. They take a while to arm, and they're all taken down by the flamers before they do so. And here comes the power harass from those double flamers. Shooters and Mekboy trying to force them off, and they do force off one squad, which takes a very strange retreat path. 307-231, and they lose a model as they do retreat. Or do they? No, they don't. 300-231. War truck here to support all this stuff. Techmarine is taking the west side, might need to run away though, and levels to 3. Mekboy is level 2, and here is a death dread with burners and pits. The Orky Walker, only 250-60 to get this guy on the field, and does some serious melee damage. Down goes the war truck by a las cannon and plasma cannon combo, it looks like. Here is that death dread. Las cannon will help greatly versus this thing, especially since that war truck is down. East side, sluggers chasing off scouts. A beautiful grenade though. Sluggers level to 2. Here come Tactical Marines with the flamer, and sluggers run the hell off. 254-231. This mine being spotted by those scout sergeant, and is taken down. Noisy now taking mid VP. He's going to get a 2-1. And it's tier 3 for Tyger. Death Dread, awesome at burning down generators also. Devastator sets up. Both of them in fact set up. 254-221. Death Dread is going to go around and flank though. Tyger has spotted it and tries to rephase his Devastators, which is a mistake. Death Dread is now in melee combat and does splash damage, and has a fearsome special attack as well. That was a nasty flank. Tactical Marine is lucky not to lose another model. Now turns to engage these Devastators, and there is the special attack. Doesn't get a model though. 254-208. Tactical Marine is in retreat, losing another. Can the Death Dread get one more? Bang. Nope, they do get away. These Tactical Marines, both Tactical Marine squads in fact needing a reinforcement, have preserved their sergeants though. Plasma Cannon taking tons of damage. Shooters and the Mekboy hitting gens. This thing needs to back off because it's going to eat a las cannon shot. There we go. Plasma Cannon doesn't quite connect. 254-188. It's a 2-to-1 cap for Noisy. Another las cannon shot going in. Look at the damage done by just 2 las cannon shots. Death Dread did almost level though on that awesome little rampage it had. What's going on here? It's Scout, sorry, in retreat. So they'll be fine. And a really nice power harass by Noisy, which was timely since Tyger Just hit tier 3 recently. Does have a decent amount of power though already. Could get a Predator tank soon. Really liking his double tactical marines and flamers. 254, 169. Plasma cannon moving up, as is that last cannon Devastator. Mekboy, of course, is a repairing commander. His battery pack can also heal vehicles apparently. I say apparently because I don't think I've ever actually seen it happen. I've never actually noticed it happen anyway. 254, 165, 1-to-1 cat, las cannon, trying to get shots on infantry, which doesn't really work. There is Swampum from sluggers, and really nice plasma cannon hit there as well. Swampum increases the speed of the sluggers and reduces their range damage by 40%, reduces the range damage they take, I should say. Double sluggers keeping in play, getting some Dakar on. Can they take down a tactical marine? 252, 165, 242 I should say, and the shooters do not want to risk getting melted down by those double flamers and back away. Tactical marines now taking mid. Devastator's refacing. Noisy still has this death dread. Scouts are there and they can spot it and it can't see them. They are trying to decap. They can decap while infiltrated, but looks like it knows the scouts are there, or at least Noisy does, and he's going to start getting attacks. He's too close for them to be infiltrated, and I think Tyger has forgotten about his scouts. He now retreats them. 203, 165. There's the triple cap for Tyger, and does have a Predator tank on the way. Noisy now hits tier 3 and has enough red for a Orks. Orks, of course, unique in that they automatically and passively generate red for themselves, which is a good thing because a lot of their abilities use red instead of units energy. Plasma cannon disintegrates a shooter, and here comes the Predator tank with the auto cannon on top and heavy bolters on the sponsons. This is going to be difficult to deal with unless the beamy looters can get a few shots in. Death Dread taking shots and just standing there. 156, 165. Still standing there. Needs to back away. There we go. Lost half of his hit points from about 3 or 4 shots there. Scouts can repair for Space Marines, as can the Techmarine, of course. And Tyger has a whole bunch of red as well. Nob Squad on the way. Mekboy teleports out and retreats his level 3. Techmarine also level 3. And Tyger being aggressive with this Predator tank. Beamy Death Gun turns around and look at the damage from that shot. 151, 165. I shudder to think what it would do if it got a rear armor hit. There's another shot going in. Has awesome range as well. Now the Predator tank runs into a mine. Techmarine got a bit too close there. Almost goes down to that Death Dread, which is level 2. With 1115 hit points with the burners and bits at level 2. Plasma cannon, sorry, the las cannon trying to get shots on infantry there. Sluggers using Swampum to move off, and down goes the Death Dread. 151, 165, just venturing a bit too close from Noisy. Tactical Marines will try and take mid. Weird Boy, I think, would have been useful versus the double Tactical Marines, but he's tier 3 and has a Nob Squad on the field. These guys, elite, dedicated infantry squad that can go toe to toe with anything in melee. These chain axes, every bit as mean as they look, they are a heavy melee weapon, so will tear apart everything. If they can get their hands on that Predator, it's not going to last long. 144, 165, Tactical Marines using, and they shall know no fear, forcing off the sluggers. Become really, really good at dealing with melee squads with that ability up. This is the super tough beam from the Mekboy, really awesome support accessory. 135, 165, getting very close. 2-to-1 cap for Tyger. Nob Squad using frenzy, and they're in amongst the plasma cannon and wipe it out. Do they? No, just about gets away, or does it? They're chasing, doesn't get away. A sync kill. Crack. 128, 165, and there's a battery pack heal as well. Predator tank backing off. Noisy deciding not to chase it up. 119, 165. Nob Squad now getting a Nob Leader for 125. Can also get huge hammers, as well as the Mina and Greener that they already have can become very expensive when you fully upgrade this squad. 113, 165. Here comes Sluggers. We might see burned that house. No, the Tactical Marines getting the hell out of there. There's a 2-to-1 for Noisy. Beamy Death Gun Looter almost whacked out there. 35 hit points across 2 models. There's the 2-to-1 for Noisy. Sluggers using Swamp Hoop to try and tank the damage and cap the west side. Here comes a grenade. Noisy though is lively to it and has to back off. Unable to decap that west side. Last Cannon Devastators moving up. Mekboy is now level 4. Techmarine is level 4 and down on the east side. Shooters look like they've dackered him down. Look how much red Noisy has. Doesn't have any way to snare the Predator though, apart from these proximity mines. So if you can get lucky, get a proximity mine snare and then drop a Rocks, that could be the end of that Predator tank. And generally, in my opinion, it is worth dropping a nuke to get rid of one vehicle in late game. 82-153. Shotgun blasts on the knobs. They are susceptible to suppression. They can break it with frenzy, but it's expensive at 75 red each time with a 1 minute cooldown, and it only lasts 8 seconds, I believe it is, or is it 7? 66-153. Shooters taking damage from that Predator tank, and now the mech commander has his beamy death gun, can teleport around and fire this thing off, but needs to retreat here. Knob Squad now have their U-jammers, so they will gain momentum for each hit that they land, which makes them do more damage. And there's Frenzy, and you see the momentum rings going up the bodies of the knobs now, and this is a dead Predator tank. Looks like it's been snared by a proximity mines. One more touch from those knobs and it's going to go down, and down it goes. They just looked at it funny and it died. You saw the global repair from the Techmarine there, trying to keep it up. 45-148. 2-to-1 for Noisy. 100 VPs to make up, and this Knob Squad have made all the difference. A Pain Boy now on the way for Noisy. Nice to see this guy come out late game. Going to support those knobs. Needs to get you stronger git source. And Noisy still has a whole bunch of red to use. So does Tyger. Maybe a Venerable Dreadnought for Tyger, perhaps, to disrupt and smack around these knobs a bit. Still has to deal with 2 beamy death guns though, so maybe not. 45-126. Tactical Marines trying to cap mid, and they give up the cap. No, they don't. Who's our Techmarine trying to do it? There we go. We have plasma guns up on both Tactical Marine squads. That is to try and put some DPS on the knobs. Knobs are heavy infantry, so they will take extra damage from those plasma guns. And we have level 3 and level 4 Tactical Marines as well. Here's the Pain Boy. Support Sub Commander with a power melee weapon. And here we get the stronger git source, which basically makes him better all around. 29-122. Super tough beam Knob Squad moving in. And he has no heavy bolt or devastators to stop their charge. There's Kraken bolts and plasma guns from those Tactical Marines, which makes them do so much damage to heavy infantry, and down goes the Techmarine. Here comes the Pain Boy as well, a nice ending from Noisy, and Rocks in retreat path. That is devastating. Boom, beautifully timed, and that might wipe both the Tactical Marines. It almost did. That was crazy. 19-121, wow. Single cap for Noisy. I assume he's going to go on to win here, but we never know. Tyger has used his red. What did he use it for? In fact, he has conceded. And I don't blame him. That was a devastating Rocks at the end. Nice play from both players. Early Slugger loss didn't seem to deter Noisy at all. Some really nice Mekboy play. And I like the aiming watch stat usage. Really enjoyed the double Tactical Marine Flamers as well. But they got absolutely devastated at the end. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you next time.